Get your free copy of the complete tutorial at www.teachucomp.com/free.
Lightroom Classic CC lets you apply local adjustments to photos by using the adjustment brush and graduated filter. When you use the adjustment brush, you paint local adjustments onto the selected photo. When you use the graduated filter tool, local adjustments are applied to a range of the selected photo. Although these tools work in different ways, you apply them in similar ways. To use the adjustment brush or graduated filter, display a photo in the Develop module. Next, select either the adjustment brush or the graduated filter tool from the Tools strip in the right panel grouping. When you click either of the tools, the tool drawer expands to display a variety of features. Take a moment to click between the tools and compare the graduated filter tool drawer to the adjustment brush tool drawer. You'll notice that both tool drawers display all of the following: a mask section, an effect drop-down menu, a variety of sliders for adjusting visual elements of a photo, a color effect feature just below the sliders, a range mask section, a section at the bottom of the panel that displays a toggle switch, a reset button, and a close button. You'll also notice several differences between the graduated filter tool drawer and the adjustment brush tool drawer. For example, the mask section at the top of the graduated filter tool drawer provides three options: New, Edit, and Brush. The mask section in the adjustment brush tool drawer only provides New and Edit. Additionally, the adjustment brush tool drawer provides an entire section of brush options, which the graduated filter tool drawer does not display. When you're using the adjustment brush tool, this section of the tool drawer lets you control aspects of the tool itself, like the size of the brush. After selecting either the graduated filter tool or the adjustment brush tool, choose the type of adjustment you want to make to the photo using the options in the tool drawer. You can select an option from the Effect pop-up menu, which includes effects for special tasks like softening skin tones. You can also drag the sliders to make changes. The sliders in the tool drawer make the same types of image adjustments as they make when you apply global changes to a photo. For example, the exposure slider adjusts the brightness of an image. When the slider is moved into higher values, the image becomes brighter. When the slider is moved into lower values, the image becomes darker. However, when you're applying local adjustments, you won't immediately see changes to the image area when you move the sliders. That's because the adjustments you make are only applied to some of the photo. The color option at the bottom of the sliders lets you apply a tint to the area affected by the local adjustment. The tint effect is preserved even if you convert the photo to black and white. To use this feature, you simply click the rectangular swatch to the right of the word color, and then use the Select a Color pop-up box to select a hue. You can click the X button at the top left corner of the pop-up box to dismiss it. After you've chosen the type of adjustment you want to make, you're ready to use the graduated filter tool. To use the graduated filter, click and drag in the photo to apply the effect. A pin appears at the spot you initially clicked, and the mask mode changes to Edit. You'll also see three white guidelines which represent the center, low, and high ranges of the effect. You can click and drag to move the pin and the guidelines in order to get the effect you want. You can also make further adjustments in the tool drawer to fine-tune your results. When you're happy with the effects, click the Done button in the toolbar. If you're using the Adjustment Brush tool, you must specify the qualities of the tool using the Brush section of the tool drawer. You can set default values for two different brushes in Lightroom Classic CC. To set brush qualities for Adjustment Brush A, click to select the letter A if necessary. Then use the Size slider to determine the diameter of the brush tool in pixels. As you adjust the size slider, the image display area shows you the size of the brush. The Feather slider lets you determine the softness of the brush's outer edges, which affects the transition between the brushed area and the rest of the photo. As you adjust the feather slider, the image display area shows you the feathering amount by adjusting the distance between the inner circle and the outer circle. The flow slider controls the rate of application when you use the adjustment brush. For most effects, it's a good idea to leave the flow slider set to a higher value. When selected, the Auto Mask checkbox option confines your brush strokes to areas of similar color. This can be very helpful when you're applying effects like teeth whitening, where you want the effect contained to a specific part of the photo. The Density slider controls the amount of transparency in your brush strokes. For most effects, it's also a good idea to leave the Density slider set to a higher value. After setting values for the adjustment brush, click and drag within the photo to create a selection mask and apply the effect. A pin appears at the spot you initially click. If you press the Alt key on your keyboard while using the tool, you can erase mistakes. Fine-tune your adjustments within the tool drawer after applying the brush. When you're happy with the effect, click the Done button in the toolbar. As you work with the graduated filter or the adjustment brush, it may be helpful to use the Turn On-Off switch in the lower left corner of the tool drawer. This switch lets you quickly see the impact that the effect you're applying has on the photo. There are also toolbar features that can make working with the graduated filter or the adjustment brush easier. The Show Edit Pins drop-down menu lets you adjust the display of the pins that appear when you use either tool. By default, the menu is set to Always, which keeps pins visible at all times. If you select Auto from the menu, the pins appear only when you move your mouse over the image display area. If you choose Selected from the menu, only the pin you're working on is visible. If you select Never from the menu, pins are hidden entirely. The toolbar also provides a Show Selected Mask Overlay checkbox. When checked, this feature displays a red overlay onto the image display area. The overlay represents the part of the photo affected by the currently selected adjustment. You can use the checkbox to quickly see exactly where your graduated filter or adjustment brush changes are applied.
Like what you see? Pick up your free copy of the complete tutorial at www.teachucomp.com/free.